Whack-A-Mole doesn't move me in a super meaningful way towards my long-term goals. I have to do that focus work. So that focus work for me is first thing in the morning after a cup of coffee. The faster you can get to sit down and get to work and get into your focus work as soon as you wake up, the better. And I also have found that to be the best strategy for me. And working at home has been a godsend for that. I believe that I've been able to make more progress because I work from home and I don't have the commute. I don't have the hour to work and the hour from work. Although, if you're in a situation where you do have to drive to work, there are a lot of advantages and there's a lot of opportunities you can take by being in the car. And there's a lot of learning opportunities. It all depends on what you decide to put in your ears while you're driving. So my theory on this is that driving and right before you go to sleep are the best times to input information into your brain and try to get them to break into your subconscious. And the reason why is because while you're driving, it's almost hypnotic because the lines are going and you're focusing in one area and you're doing something, but it's not super hard. But it doesn't take a lot of mind share to do it while you're doing it while you're driving. Walking is another great thing. I like to talk on the phone when I'm walking. I feel more like I want to chit chat and social and I don't know. I just like to talk and walk. I don't like to consume and walk as much. I like to consume while I'm driving. I have had good success with that. My theory behind that is because of the more hypnotic state. And then right before bed has also been proven, from what I understand, to be a great time to implant positive affirmations or a great meditation or learn something right before you go to bed. So if you're studying for a test like I am, doing flashcards and or listening to information you want to memorize right before you go to bed is a great strategy. So if you're in a place where you can't get up and start working right away, believe me, there are advantages to absorbing information while you're driving or while you're commuting to work. And I have also found that although my life circumstances have changed, each stage along the way has I've been able to maneuver myself and maneuver my strategy, my actions strategies to try to be as efficient as possible with the time that I have. And I think that's a really important thing to do. And unfortunately, with all that said, most people quit. Most people set out to do things and then they just give up and they quit or they move on to something else. Most people go to the gym and then they try it for a week or a day or a month, whatever the statistics are. And by the end of that first month, they've gained 5 pounds and feel discouraged and say, it's my genetics, this doesn't work for me, and they stop. Whereas if they had a coach, that coach would probably tell them, hey, how often are you weighing yourself? Okay. Are you weighing yourself every day? Do you feel better? Like, okay, you're up 5 pounds. Like, who cares? But do you feel better? Okay, great. Are there any good things that are happening as a result of this recent behavior change, which is going to the gym? Oh, well, yeah, I'm sleeping better and I feel better. Okay, great. Well, isn't that enough? Like, why do we have to care about the 5 pounds? Like, if you added 5 pounds, but you felt 100% better than you did last month, and you're making better decisions, your brain's working better, you feel better, you're sleeping better, you're not fighting with your spouse as much, you're not as anxious. Isn't that enough? Like, aren't you enough? Aren't you having a better life experience? Like, why do we have to care about this weight thing? right? And how important is this weight thing? Is this weight thing even important? Maybe you're measuring the wrong thing. Maybe weight is not the thing you should be measuring. I used to tell people just measure your waist. Do you really care? Like, okay, let's say you gain 10 pounds. My question was, let's say, I said, what size are you right now? What size pants do you wear? Let's say like a 12 or a 10, or, they'd lie and say an 8, whatever they say. And say, okay, well, what if I said in 1 year you would be a size 6 or a size 4 if you did X, Y, and Z, if you did these things and you kept going to the gym? I'd say, well, what if I told you that you would be up 10 pounds or 5 pounds? Would you care then about the weight? They went, well, no. I'm like, okay, well, why are we measuring the weight? Because you really don't care about the weight. Maybe you just care about your pant size. So can we say fuck the weight and just measure your belly button at the waist? And if that's going down, we're moving in the right direction. like, like why does everybody care about this whole weight thing? I don't really understand. I do understand. It's like all programming and some old mindset stuff. But the 5 pounds, and this happens to people a lot, they'll say, man, I'm working out like crazy this week, but I'm up 5 pounds. Okay, well, are you sore? Yeah. Okay, well, don't you think it could be water weight? You know that when you're sore, like your muscles are swelling up and things are swollen, and also your body went from not doing anything to now you're running a mile a day and doing bench pressing, or I don't know, whatever you're doing in the weight room. It's the body pushing up that hormone that makes you hold on to water. That's why the last week of a weigh-in, most fighters and things, they actually bring their activity level down to bring down inflammation and tell their body to let go of the fluids. Because if they work out too hard during that last week before they have a fight, it could add some additional water retention. So if you are going from sitting on the couch to working out every day for an hour, yeah, your water weight will probably go up. But that doesn't mean you gained 5 pounds of fat or 5 pounds of muscle, even. It just means that your body is fluctuating its water retention levels to try to adjust to the new activity. So most people quit. Like if you went to the gym and you quit because you gained 5 pounds, that would be a bad decision because you're basing your decision off of information that doesn't even matter. And you are making progress in other ways that you didn't see or you didn't take time to think about or didn't have the self-esteem to realize that there's other things that are more important or that could be equally as important to measure. Maybe we're measuring the wrong things. Maybe I'm sure I'm measuring something that's wrong. So most people quit before they acknowledge any of the positive benefits of the new behavior or getting rid of an old behavior.